Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well and enjoying your studies. Today we will start with chapter 3 of class 12th NCERT matrices. सबसे पहले एक बेसिक से क्वेश्चन जो दिमाग में आता है इस चैप्टर से रिलेटेड कि हमें इस चैप्टर को पढ़ना ही क्यों है। एक ऑब्वियस सा आंसर नेक्स्ट मोमेंट पर हमारे दिमाग में आता है क्योंकि ये सिलेबस में है। बट इसके अलावा इस चैप्टर के एक्सटेंसिव एप्लीकेशंस हैं जो इस चैप्टर को बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बना देते हैं। मे बी यू विल नॉट अप्रिशिएट दोज एप्लीकेशंस राइट नाउ, बट जैसे जैसे आप आगे बढ़ोगे अपनी हायर मैथमेटिक्स की जर्नी में जाओगे यू विल सी कि मैट्रिसेस एक्सटेंसिवली यूज़ होती हैं। जो फंक्शंस हम देखते हैं हम उन फंक्शंस को मैट्रिसेस की मदद से सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। कॉम्प्लेक्स फंक्शंस जब हो जाते हैं तो उन कॉम्प्लेक्स फंक्शंस को सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए हम मैट्रिसेस के कॉन्सेप्ट को यूज़ करते हैं। ना केवल ये बल्कि मैट्रिसेस डेटा को एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे में प्रेजेंट करने में भी मदद करती है। मैट्रिसेस से ही एसोसिएटेड एक अनदर कॉन्सेप्ट डिटर्मिनेंट्स का इस टॉपिक को और भी ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट बना देता है। I hope now you have understood its importance. Now let's move to its definition. Yes. So what basically the matrix is? As the definition says here, कि matrix is an ordered rectangular array of numbers or functions. हम वर्ड बाय वर्ड पूरे सेंटेंस को डिकोड करेंगे ताकि एक बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो सके। यहाँ पे ऑर्डर्ड क्यों लिखा हुआ है? ऑर्डर इसलिए लिखा हुआ है बिकॉज किस ऑर्डर में एलिमेंट्स प्रेजेंट हैं दैट मैटर्स। ये ए मैट्रिक्स गिवन है। अगर मैं यहाँ पे एक दूसरी मैट्रिक्स ए बार लिखता हूँ जो कुछ ऐसे है 5 - 2 0 √5 3 6, दिस पर्टिकुलर मैट्रिक्स इज़ डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ए मैट्रिक्स। क्यों? क्योंकि इसमें जो ऑर्डर है एलिमेंट का वो डिफरेंट है, इसलिए ऑर्डर चेंज होने से मैट्रिक्स चेंज हो जाती है। नेक्स्ट, here it is written that it is a array of numbers or functions. That means इस मैट्रिसेस के जो एलिमेंट्स हैं वो फंक्शंस भी हो सकते हैं, वो नंबर्स भी हो सकते हैं। बट इन आवर कोर्स ऑफ स्टडी हमारे जो एलिमेंट्स होंगे मैट्रिसेस के वो रियल नंबर ही होंगे। हम रियल नंबर्स में ही डील करेंगे। आई होप इट इज़ क्लियर। नाउ लेट्स मूव फर्दर। नेक्स्ट कम्स द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ऑर्डर ऑफ अ मैट्रिक्स। बेसिकली ऑर्डर ऑफ मैट्रिक्स है क्या? ऑर्डर ऑफ मैट्रिक्स बेसिकली मैट्रिक्स की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है। कोई मैट्रिक्स किसी दूसरी मैट्रिक्स से कैसे डिफ़र है वो उसकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बताती है, और उसकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या है? वो है उसका ऑर्डर। अगर मुझे किसी मैट्रिक्स के बारे में बताना है तो मैं उस मैट्रिक्स को डिफ़ाइन करूँगा उसके ऑर्डर से। एंड ऑर्डर ऑफ अ मैट्रिक्स किस तरीके से डिफाइंड होता है? ऑर्डर ऑफ अ मैट्रिक्स इज़ बेसिकली डिफाइंड एज m क्रॉस n, वेयर m इज़ द नंबर ऑफ रोज एंड n इज़ द नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स। m क्रॉस n को हम m/n से भी रीड करते हैं। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे a मैट्रिक्स है। इस a मैट्रिक्स में 1 2 3 रोज हैं एंड हाउ मेनी कॉलम्स आर देयर? 1 2 कॉलम्स आर देयर। सो बेसिकली दिस इज अ 3 क्रॉस 2 मैट्रिक्स और 3/2 मैट्रिक्स। दिस b मैट्रिक्स हैज़ 1 2 3 रोज 1 2 3 कॉलम्स। सो बेसिकली इट इज़ अ मैट्रिक्स of order 3/3. Let's move to this C matrix. How many rows are there? 1 2 rows are there, 1 2 3 columns are there. So the order of this particular matrix is 2/3. I hope the order of matrix is also clear to you. Let's move further. Here one important note is written that the matrix can be denoted in this way also. You can keep it in your mind. We will see the examples later. Yes, next comes this example number 1. सो बेसिकली जो मैं एक एप्लीकेशन आपको बता रहा था कि मैट्रिक्स की मदद से हम डेटा को स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे में हम प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं, उसका ही एप्लीकेशन यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है इस एग्जांपल में। बेसिकली as you can read here in this example we have given 3 factories 1 2 and 3 and given the workforce, both man and woman workforce in this factories. We have to represent this above data in a 3/2 matrices. So how we can represent it? We can represent it in this way that we have to make 3 rows and 2 columns. So if I write it in this manner in which it is written already, 30 25, 25 31, 27 26. So this particular way give me a matrix of 3 by 2, isn't it? Let's see the answer. Yes, as you can see here, the matrices is this A matrix in which the elements are written which represents my original data. Now one other question is asked in this example, that what does the entry in the third row and second column represents. Now let's quickly check what is the element at third row and second column. First, second, third. This is the third row. First, second. This is the second column. So this is basically the entry. My entry is 26. What does this 26 represents? This 26 basically represents the women workforce in the factory number 3. I hope it is clear. Here, as you can see also, that the entry in the third row and second column represents the number of the women workers in the factory 3. Let's move further to example number 2. In example number 2, it is asked that we have 8 elements in a matrix, then what are the possible orders? Now, if you go back to the definition of a order of a matrix, then you can see here that it says that the order of a matrix represents the number of rows to the number of columns. So if this is my matrix having m rows and n columns, then obviously by simple calculation you can clearly say that number of elements in this matrix is m into n. Here is an example also. In this example 1, my order is 3 by 2, and if I product 3 with 2, what I get? 6. So number of elements in this matrix are 6. As you can also count here, that the elements are 6. So the order of an matrix not only gives me the order but also tells me the number of elements in the matrix. Based on this, there is an example here that we are given that we have 8 elements. Now we have to find the matrix. So what are all the possible ways in which we can have a matrix having 8 elements? 1 into 8, 8 into 1, 2 into 4, 4 into 2. I hope you will agree with me. If my matrices are of any of these 4 order, then the number of elements in the matrix will be 8. Now let's see example number 3. In example number 3, we have to construct a 3 by 2 matrix whose elements are given by this formula. So basically, what is our aim? Our aim is to make a 3 by 2 matrix. First of all, one thing should be clear in our mind, that 3 by 2 matrix should how will it look like? It will look like this, isn't it? Now what is our aim? Our aim is to find A11, A12, A21, A22, A31, A32. What we are given? We are given this formula. Now let's find A11. According to this formula, our I is equals to j is equals to 1. If I put here, then my A11 will be 1 upon 2, 1 minus 3, which is equals to 1 upon 2 minus 2, which is equals to plus 1. Why plus 1? Because here, if you see, modulus function is given. Okay, here modulus function is given, so at the end the value will be absolute value, that is 1. Similarly, we can find A22 or A12 also. Let me show you. A12 is half 1 minus 3 into 2, which is minus 5 by 2, but due to the modulus sign it will become 5 by 2, an absolute value. You can also see here it is 5 by 2. Similarly, we can find all the other values A21, A22, A31, A32, and we substitute all these values in this. At the end we get this as our matrix, as our required matrix. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move further now. Now comes the type of matrices. There are various types of matrices. First, the column matrix. As the name various suggests, the column matrix is one in which there is only one column. For example, this A matrix is a column matrix whose order is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 rows, so and one column, so 4 by 1. So 4 by 1 is the order of this matrix. Now next is row matrix. Row matrix is one in which there is only one row. It is very simple to understand that column matrix is one in which there is only one column. In row matrix there is only one row. Here the example is given. Matrix B is a row matrix. Now what is the order of this matrix? Since there is one row, so 1 by 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 columns, so 1 by 4 is the order of this matrix. It is also mentioned here as well. Now next comes the square matrix. Square matrix, as the name suggests, that in the square matrix there will be equal number of rows to the equal number of columns, right? So if I see here in example A, 1, 2, 3, there are 3 rows, and 1, 2, 3, there are 3 columns. So since the number of rows is equals to the number of columns, therefore it is a square matrix. Here a note is given that in a square matrix, when we say diagonal elements, then we always consider these elements. Actually these elements are called as the elements of the main diagonal. Main diagonal in short is also known as diagonal elements. Whenever we are asked about the diagonal elements, then obviously we are talking about the main diagonal until or unless we are not specifying the diagonal. So the diagonal elements here are 1, 4 and 6. I hope this note is also very clear to you. Moving ahead, now comes the diagonal matrix. Diagonal matrix, again the name itself is saying us something, that there will be some elements, a sort of elements on the diagonal. And when I am saying diagonal, I always mean to say main diagonal. Main diagonal is this one. Okay, so let's read the definition of diagonal matrix. A diagonal matrix is one in which all of its non-diagonal elements are 0. That is, the elements which are not present on the diagonal, they must be 0. If you note the definition carefully, then you can ask one question, that what if a 0 element is present on one of the diagonal element? Then there is no problem. The definition only says the thing that the non-diagonal element should be 0. Our concern is that all these elements, they should be 0. We are not bothered about these elements. These elements may be 0 or may not be 0, but we are concerned about only these elements. These elements should be 0. This here the main diagonal is this one, so the remaining elements should be 0. In this particular matrix, this itself is the main diagonal or diagonal. So whether it is 0, whether it is a non-zero, in both cases it will be a diagonal matrix. I hope it is also clear to you. Moving ahead, we have scalar matrix. Scalar matrix, let's read the definition. A diagonal matrix is said to be a scalar matrix if its diagonal elements are equal. So the two things which you have to note here is the scalar matrix is itself a diagonal matrix, and second thing, all its diagonal elements are equal. So basically a scalar matrix is nothing but a diagonal matrix with all diagonal elements as equal to itself. You can see here, you can also see here, they are same. Next, the identity matrix. Identity matrix, read the definition. A square matrix in which elements in the diagonal are all 1 and rest are 0. That is an identity matrix. Here is the example of the identity matrix also. The main diagonal elements are 1, the remaining are 0. The only condition for being an identity matrix is that all the diagonal are 1 and the rest are 0. Okay, this is one example of diagonal matrix. of order 3 by 3. This is another example of a identity matrix with order 2 by 2, and it is an important example of identity matrix with order 1 by 1. Okay, often students confuse at this point that whether it is a identity matrix or not. Yes, it is an identity matrix. Last but not the least, a type of matrix is zero matrix. Zero matrix is, as the name suggests, that all the elements are zero elements. So at every position there is zero. This is the zero matrix. Next, an important concept comes that about the equality of matrices. Two matrices are equal if these two conditions are very important. What are the two conditions? The two conditions are that both the matrices which we are comparing about their equality, they must have the same order. Another thing, that the corresponding elements of both the matrices should be equal. Here the example is also given. If you can see that in both the matrices the order is 2 by 2. Am I right? The order is 2 by 2 in both these matrices. Also the corresponding element, this element is equals to this element is equals to this is equals to this, and this is equals to this. The corresponding elements are equal. This is the condition, that the corresponding elements should be equal. You can see here also in these matrices the order is 2 by 2, but the corresponding elements are not equal. So both these matrices are not equal. I hope it is clear to you. Here is one application of this concept of equality of matrices. We are given that these two matrices, this one and this one, are equal. That means, what does it mean? It means that they have same order and all elements are equal. Equal in what way? Correspondingly, the elements should be equal. If you can see that both these have same order, so the first condition of equality holds. The another condition for equality is that the corresponding elements should be equal. Now in the question we are given that it is equal already. So what does it mean that corresponding elements will be equal? That means x plus 3 is equals to 0. Similarly, z plus 4 should be equals to 6. Z plus 4 equals to 6. 2y minus 7 is equals to 3y minus 2. It is equals to the same. If we solve, we get the answers for a, b, c, x, y, z. This is the solution of this example. I hope it is also clear. The thing which you have to remember in this example is the definition of the equality of matrices. Again, I am repeating, two matrices are equal when these two conditions hold. First one is they must have the same order. Second one is the corresponding elements in both the matrices should be same. Next, this example number 5. Again, we are here given that two matrices are equal already. So if they are equal, then two conditions must be satisfying. What are the two conditions? That they are having the same order. Let's check. It is of order 2 cross 2. It is of order 2 cross 2. So yes, the first condition is satisfying. The another condition is the corresponding element should be equal. That is 2a plus b will be equals to 4. A minus 2b is equals to minus 3. Similarly, we can write 5c minus d is equals to 11, and 4c plus 3d is equals to 24. In this way we get the 4 equations, and we can easily solve these in order to get a, b, c and d value. by simply either use substitution or use elimination, your choice, but we can easily solve these and finally get the answer. I hope it is clear to you. I have discussed the section first of chapter matrices, and in the next video we will look for this exercise.